Hello, and welcome to another chapter of a tome pulled right off the shelves at the heart of the jackals. This is Rigar, Part 5, Luck. Let's get to work.
It was real nice here by the coast. Korvoth had a belly full of fish, 3 more smoking over his small fire. Soth had chimed in a few times yesterday, warning him not to come here, and it was pleasant to know that evil a-hole could be trusted not to tell the truth. Right now he was sitting in the first well-kept building he'd ever come across. An old but thoroughly well taken care of lighthouse, still in operation, the brilliant beacon above flashing out over the shallow waters of the bay every second or so, tiny cracks of light seeping into the rest of the building from above with each diligent rotation. Korvoth was warm, tucked up and away from the floor on the top bunk, far corner of the room, containing several beds. And then it happened. Voices, muffled and distant, calm and chatting. What would they think of him? He heard them tense as they smelled the smoke of the fire, their footsteps quickly retreating back down the hill. Korvoth extracted himself from the bed, hefting his axe, watching 2 figures run back down the beach. He didn't trust it. He searched high and low, making sure he was alone, and making sure again after that, still not putting the tension in his mind back into the cupboard of his thoughts. He kept hearing something, like tapping on the door, even after falling into a fitful slumber. Korvoth was awakened several times by a knocking, a rough slamming on the entry to the building. Whenever he mustered up the courage and practically tore the door off its hinges, nothing. There wasn't anyone or anything out there in the dark night. He'd leave in the morning. Screw staying for longer than a night if somebody was going to mess with him every time he tried to get any sleep. Just about to slip back into the welcome warming of darkness and sleep. The door exploded inward, launched across the room into the opposite wall. What the fuck? Korvoth yelled as he saw a massive rubbery tentacle snake into the room. He dodged under it, feeling the limb graze his backside. Smashing the nearest window with his axe, grabbing his bag with tomorrow's meal, Korvoth leapt through the hole, barely feeling the cuts to his arms and legs as he did so. Life was not so simple or safe outside. Massive, endless tentacle limbs, coiled and curled out of the ocean. Everywhere he turned, another impossibly large arm, unfurled and lifted up from the depths. This creature, this insanely humongous beast, had no start and no end. Korvoth found his eyes drawn to what he thought at first was the moon, voluminous and dwarfing all around it. But then the tentacles, hundreds of towering arms, sank back beneath the waves. Below the orb lighting up the entire night sky. From deep beneath the dark rolling waters.
Do you keep the light? Are you the one promised?
Korvoth could both hear the words and see them rendered on the back of his eyelids. He'd had to shut them to keep his retinas from burning out in the heat and intensity of the shining eye glaring upon him. He had no choice but to respond. I keep the flame.
The eye pulled back, shrinking ever so slightly. The end of a massive tentacle, small compared to its full length, easily as wide as Korvoth was tall, slamming the ground beside where he stood and emitting another sound akin to thunder. Do you mean to harm me?
I don't see how I could, Great One. Korvoth couldn't help but direct reverence toward this gargantuan thing dominating the oceans themselves.
At least you are honest. Tell me, whom do you serve?
I serve... He tried to remember the words Lothran had taught him about. I serve only myself.
You follow the old ways. Good. Do you know the Promised One?
I don't, Great One. I think I may have accidentally scared some jackals off. Perhaps the Promised One you seek was among them, Korvoth asked of the creature.
Stop thinking of me as a beast. I am Jaguru, Lord of the Darkest Depths, and I demand respect for my name.
You're the source of the jackals? Korvoth asked, shutting his eyes once more from the blinding light of the stupendously large eye, cutting straight to the core of his being with its stare in his relative direction. He couldn't even believe his ears.
I am. Can you perform a task for me, young jackal?
I would be honored, Great One. Korvoth took to one knee. He'd heard scant few things of Jaguru from Lothran. Mostly that from the flesh of this being, the ancient Vu crafted the first jackals. The blood of an impossibly powerful sentient life form, forged into a shape reminiscent of the Vu themselves, gifted with their intellect, an affinity for their technology that even they could not for some reason possess.
Go seek the city carved into gleaming stone. Find the Promised One, and slay him. The eyes shut, taking all of the radiant light with it. Korvoth could once more see, his vision fading back to him as the last of the tentacles slipped beneath the curling waves, as if Jaguru had never been there at all.
What the shit just happened to me? What was that? Korvoth fell upon his hands, feeling so drained that he could barely even force breaths into his lungs for near an hour. Not knowing what to do next, but knowing he had a goal to pursue, and there was nothing that could ever stand in his way.
And so it is. Our time together has once more come to a close. I've been Lothran, and this was Rigar Part 5. Luck. Another tale from the heart of the jackals. Go ahead, Korvoth.
Yes, sir. That's the end of the story today, folks. Please leave all your comments, questions, and kindnesses down below. Don't be a jerk, though. Don't forget to stay safe out there. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to show your support. And supposedly there's this bell thing you gotta click. It's like after you subscribe, there's a little bell, and then you gotta click it so that you'll get notifications of when we post. But we post every day, so I suppose it's not that important. Just keep coming back every day. Good night and good luck. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.